You get many requests for numbers like that from the people, even though the original Russ Morgan fans going back to 1935. I'm sure there's a few around.
Well, see, now that kind of a song is a tune that, for some reason, I mean, it became so popular that people don't really think of it as a straight Latin tune, so we get requests for that from everybody. We have a lot of tunes that we do that are real, the legitimate, what you call them, legitimate.
Yes, thank you.
And I hope that sometime with the whole band we can do it again and you'll be back down with us.
I certainly will. Thank you.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you at the Palladium. We'll be there.
Very good. I'll see you there then.
Okay, Bonnie.
Thank you very much.
And, like we mentioned a while ago, Jack, a lot of people don't realize that Russ, when he started back, he was a jazz player going back a few years.
That's right.
In fact, I understand he started out as a piano player, but because he broke his arm, he had to go to the slide trombone.
He was trying to become a concert pianist, and that accident probably saved his musical career because he probably would have starved as a concert pianist. And I'd be following my dad's footsteps in the coal mines.
Yeah.
Instead of being a trombone player.
Yeah, that's interesting because at the same time that I think Russ was born, there was two other, the Dorsey brothers that came out of the coal mines. I wonder why at that certain period of time that...
it's in that area.
Three of the
Pennsylvania.
Three of the all-time greats.
That was that. Are you talking about the Scranton Sirens?
Right.
Like in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It was unreal. So many musicians, even if they didn't become leaders, Bix Beiderbecke and these old guys that were so great, they all seemed to come out of one area of the country. I don't know. I can't explain it, but that's true.
Yeah, I would rather imagine that Russ, during his career, a lot of people wonder why, especially I'm sure the critics wondered why, since he had that jazz background, that he went to dance music.
Money?
I
believe so. Yeah.
He probably wasn't making half the amount in playing jazz as he was the dance music.
Well, he ran away from home when he was probably just about 14 years old. He went to New York City, and even then he was writing arrangements for John Philip Sousa, the march band.
Yeah.
And he was doing a lot of the original Satchmo, Louis Armstrong charts at that time too, even as a very young boy.
Yeah, and all the bands that he played with during that time, let's see, Gene Goldcat, Phil Spector, I believe it was. Yeah.
Right.
And those were all jazz bands, and then I think because he decided the wah-wah that he wanted a band of his own.
Well, that gave him the
incentive.
That gave him that signature. The identity. That's
right.
What you need. It's the gimmick for the signature.
And then, but it took all of those many years, until 35, until 49, and he finally hit the top.
That's right.
And that was amazing, Jack, that when he hit the top in 49, he had all of those many on the chart. Some of the songs were like So Tired had been written, 20 years before, 15?
And the funny thing about it is that in almost every instance, the songs that he wrote that became hits were actually made famous by somebody else.
Yeah, true. He had 4 big hits, I believe, in the top 10. 49, So Tired, Cruising Down the River, which I think Blue Baron had a hit on. Sunflower. Forever and Ever.
Right.
Now, when he did Forever and Ever, he introduced a new vocal group for the first time. It went on and became the Ames
Brothers.
The Ames Brothers.
They were on the Bye Bye Blackbird and 40 Clover.
Yeah, that was another biggie for him.
Dad recorded, and that was in New York City at Decca Records, and in another studio right across the hall, the Ames Brothers were getting ready to cut their first tune, and Dad wanted to make a song like a sing-along, so he invited the guys, the band wives, and anybody he could find. He was pulling people, and he said, "Look at those guys over there." So they came over there, and it was the Ames Brothers, and they sang on our Bye Bye Blackbird also.
Okay, now let's put the band to work again. What have you got for us now?
Why don't we go ahead and do Bye Bye Blackbird?
Okay.
Fine. 115, 116. singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird. Where somebody wait for me, sugar sweet, so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one here can love or understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand me. Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight, blackbird. Bye, bye. Four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. One leaf is sunshine, the second is rain, third is the roses that grow in the lane. Oh, honey, no need explaining, the one remaining is somebody I adore. I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. One more!
Bye Bye Blackbird, and I'm looking over a four-leaf clover. Now, both of those were the big hits from 1949.
That's right, and you know that those two songs almost caused Dad his contract with Decca Records. He hated them. They asked him to record it. You know, in those days, you were under contract with the recording company, and you not only recorded what you liked, but you recorded what they told you.
What they told you to.
And Dad said those two are the lowest. That's the worst. It's not our style. It's so basic. It's so plain. It doesn't have any class. And he really got into a big beef, you know. And P.S. he finally got talked into doing it, and they were both million sellers. And the only thing the reason why he recorded them, because Decca Records in those days had a vice president by the name of Leonard Schneider, who was my grandmother's brother. That's true. See, that's how it worked. There was a little leverage there. It got to him through Mother.
A little southern fried politics.
That's right.
And so Russ recorded them, but he made a lot of money. So
that's right.
Even though he may not have liked the two songs, the charts, he still made a lot of money. And that included, let's see, 4 big hits, and with those two, that made it 6 big ones he had.
Yeah. Hoop-de-doo was another one.
Yeah, Hoop-de-doo. Let's see, and Art Mooney had a big one on the 4-leaf clover. Yeah.
That's right.
49, that was a fabulous year for the Russ Morgan Band. And of course, that made him in demand all over the country from there on out.
Right. That was the peak, I would say.
Yeah. Of all the numbers you have in the book, what is the one the most requested? The one that everybody seems to like more than any other?
They all ask for 2 or 3 of the songs that Dad wrote.
Yeah.
They want So Tired, Somebody Else Take My Place, and You Know But If Somebody Loves You. So Tired was written by Dad, but K-Star had the first hit on that.
Yeah.
Somebody Else Taking My Place was written by Dad, but it was actually started by Peggy Lee when she was singing, a girl vocalist with the Benny Goodman Band. And then Your Nobody got started when first of all, the Mills Brothers had it. That was big, and Roberta Sherwood also had a good banger on that. She had that shawl around her, and the cymbal and crashing and going, and she tore into it. And I think that song, of course, is the biggest one today. It's almost like a national anthem in the music business, because no matter what style of an entertainer you are, it's being done Wayne Newton in Vegas every night. And the Mills Brothers still, they play it wherever they are or performing. They do it, and they mention that it was Dad's tune. That's true.
Okay, well, let's put the band to work now. What can we listen to of the 3? So
all of them. I'll do a little medley. No, I'll do a little medley. We have a little medley that we can put it together that way for you.
Okay.
Ready?
Great. A medley of some of Russ Morgan's all-time hits, So Tired. You're nobody to somebody loves me and somebody else is taking my place. Yeah.
And you hear, there was a lot of piano solos in there. Tonight, that's where the violins come in.
Oh, that's the violin.
That'll be the difference.
You got a good look from the...
I'll let Harold just fiddle around.
The violin's going to be taking his place tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he has more guts.
Oh, I see. But don't forget, coming up tonight at the world-famous Hollywood Palladium in Hollywood, California, 4 or 5 hours, beautiful dance music of what you're hearing this afternoon, music in the Morgan manner. You know, it's remarkable, Jack, that how much you sound like your father, both in your playing and in your singing. Yeah.
I didn't plan it; it just happened.
Is this something that that Russ wanted to make sure that when you carried on, you're going to play like him and sound like him, or did it?
Well, he didn't. He did not even teach me to play the trombone, because when I first wanted to play, he says, "You learn the horn, you learn the fundamentals, and then I'll teach you how to play the style." But he wouldn't teach me. I try like crazy I buy duet books and I want to play with him, and he wouldn't go for it. He said, "You learn that horn, and I'll teach you the little goodies that you want to know."
Yeah, and go from there.
Right.
But you had to earn, even though you was his son, you had to earn your way to get on the band and everything. You had to make yourself a class musician first.
I'll tell you, being the son or a daughter of somebody famous does not make it easier. It may open up a door, but if you don't have the goods, the doorknob's going to get you, and you know where. And that's true.
Yeah, that's happened in a lot of cases. The son or daughter of somebody famous, they think, well, since I'm the son or daughter, it automatically, makes me a star.
You know, because every time you walk on
most
that bandstand...
most of them don't have the talent either,
That's
know.
right.
Yeah.
You're being compared. I mean, they want you to be an individual. They want you to be singular, but at the same time, no matter what, they are still comparing you. So it's quite a challenge.
Has there been any time, this has happened a lot of times with the Ghost Band, especially with the Glenn Miller Band. I think when Ray McKinley had it, Buddy DeFranco, a lot of people would come up and say, "Hey, Mr. Miller, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in years." Have you ever had people come and not knowing that, thinking your father's still alive or something?
Well, there were a couple of people, who thought that I looked very well for my age. Which is true. But more so, they'll come up to me and they'll wonder why I sound like that. And they'll say, "Do you use his trombone?" And I say, "No." I said, "This is my own horn." I said, "It's like his." And I said, "And the mouthpiece is a brass duplicate of the one that he used." "Oh, well, no wonder. I mean, you think it's the mouthpiece that makes me sound the same." And that's not true, because if I don't blow in the horn, it doesn't do anything.
Okay, well, let's put your mouthpiece to work now, and what do you got for us?
We have a medley of tunes. It's a little fun thing for the band to do, and it starts off with Sweet George and Black. Okay? Here we go. One. can't find a guy today that can do a tuba and that old bass at the same time. There he goes. Matt Morris getting it. On the tenor, Doug Norwine. On that trumpet, Earl Blue. Earl.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack Morgan.
I'll tell you one thing, if you keep having this much fun, I'm going to charge you.
Hey, that's going back a few years with my dear Mr. Shane. That's a little before my time. I think the piano player going back to his time now.
Well, you know, that arrangement, I changed it a little bit, but the original arrangement and the recording, if you can find it at all, I think it's a Blue Label Brunswick, and it's this arrangement But in the middle there, where you heard the trumpet solo and all that,
Yeah.
that was a vocal by another up-and-coming group called the Andrews Sisters.
The Andrews Sisters, yeah. Now, I know that goes back to the piano player's time.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think he was on the original recording with your dad, wasn't he, back in 1935,
Right.
36?
You know, if you don't think the road is rough, when we started this about a year and a half ago, when he joined the band, he was 6'3". His feet dangle on the bench now, I can tell.
We're kind of very formal, relaxed here. As a matter of fact, the bass player is barefooted. Is this the way you're going to appear tonight?
Darn right, boy. I'll tell you, if that freeway messes me up, that might be it.
That might be it.
That's right.
Well, you don't have to play in your tux every night now, do you? Is most of the places you play formal, or?
We have a certain uniform that we wear, and it's a three-piece dark suit with a tie, the vest, and if it gets warmer, then we might take the jacket off, but it's always the same.
Yeah, because all the pictures I've ever remember seeing of Russ was in his tuxedo.
No, we don't. I mean, I have tuxedos, and on the weekends, they more or less expect me to go tux, but I don't expect the guys to, not all the time.
Yeah, okay. Now, if you want to see the band tonight, the Hollywood Palladium as is, barefooted and with their shorts on. Okay, that's tonight. And tonight only at the world-famous Hollywood Palladium. And be sure and go and catch this band in action, because this band doesn't come out too often here on the West Coast, and we here at Live Big Band 79 found us very fortunate to be able to have in Jack Morgan and the Russ Morgan Band together. Were you here at the studio with us? And Jack, you're going to make any changes with the band, or you're going to keep it more or less same as it is? You have over the years.
style, you?
Yeah. If you was to change your style, what would happen?
Disaster.
If
I know that would happen, because, I mean, the band has been too established. If I try to go rock and roll, the kids know I'm not a rock star, and then I'd lose to the other people. So,
and you're not exactly Alice Cooper when you sing now.
And I'm glad.
You're glad. Or does your piano player, does he sing?
Oh, no.
That would be a disaster.
That would, yes.
But tonight, if he don't behave, he's going to be replaced tonight by fiddles.
I got him right behind him. He's gonna. I know he's gonna go crazy tonight, because all those fills that he's used to playing now are gonna. The violin's gonna be doing him. It's gonna scare the heck out of him. I know it. So, if for no other reason, you ought to just come by and watch our piano player wig out.
How often do you use the violins? Not very often.
No, it's Dad. The first year that I joined the band in '58, he still had the big band, all 17 men. That was 2 trombones, 3 trumpets, 4 saxophones, piano, bass, drums, a guitar, a girl vocalist, and 3 violins on the road. And we went on a one-nighter tour, and if you don't think times have changed, that was the last one-nighter tour that Dad did in it was in spring of '59. It was 5 weeks of one-nighters, and the guys in the band are going to appreciate this. 5 weeks of one-nighters, 7 days a week, every night was booked, and all but 3 jobs were in one state.
Oh, wow.
It was, and the state was Texas.
Yeah.
Texas, we played Texas from Wichita Falls to Harlingen, and from El Paso to clean over to Longview. We did it all, and we really got to it.
And right after that big tour of Texas, you took out the Yellow Rose of Texas, and you didn't play it anymore.
You know, the old Subian down there, put your little foot. That was the biggest thing, boy. If you didn't play that, you were dead in Texas. That's true, and Dad recorded it.
Okay, now we don't put the band to work again here. We're going to be dead in Studio B.
Right.
Now, what have you got for us?
This is music with almost live music today.
Almost, except for the piano player.
Right. Well, years ago, in the late '30s, there was. You remember all those stage shows, where
right.
You go in and pay hardly anything, and you could watch a couple of movies, and then in the intermission, the band would come up out of the pit and they'd play a few tunes. Well, this next tune is a song that Dad made popular. He recorded it. It's his arrangement of the Wang Wang Blues.